Hi. Once we have the canopy set up and the tables are in the right place, we can move to the next step, which is preparing the inside with the canopy. For this, we will need some bins that we need to bring into the canopy. The bins that we use would be these yellow and black bins, which I will refer to as yellow bins in the video. And they should all be labeled. So here's the bins that we need to bring in. 1, spice bin 1, spice bin 2, the cups bin, the pants bin, and the supplies bin. And this is where we should put it. The cups bin should be under the front table in the far corner. Spice bin 1 should be under the prep table 1 in the front part. Spice bin 2 should be under prep table 2 towards the front. You have the pants bin here, and then you have the supplies bin here. Okay. Once the bins are in, we can proceed to the next step, which is clean up the table. To clean the table, you will need the sanitizing wipes. To get that, it should be in the supplies bin. And the way you open these bins, you lift up this corner and pull it out. So once you have it, use this to clean all the tables, and then put it back in the supplies bin so we always know where it is. So once that's done, we can bring in the two other coolers that we need. This would be in the green coolers that we have. The coolers that we need are marked Prep Table 1 and Prep Table 2. They should be in these dollies so that it's easy for you to deliver. When you open up these coolers, you should see 1 or 2 warmers, food warmers, depending on the event. Take it out and put it on the table. You should see the shaking pitchers on the side. There may be other things here like shells and other things but whatever's here, you will need for this prep table. So take everything out. Once everything is out, close it and roll it out back towards the frying station, because we will need this to put in the frozen fries. So next step is to set up the actual prep table. So we have two prep tables, as I mentioned before. So this is what a setup prep table looks like. You will have 1 or 2 food warmers, and this will be towards the back of the table. Right. So this is the front, and this is the back where all the frying happens. The reason why is this at the back is so that it's easy for the person frying to refill your station with fries. Okay. So you got 1 or 2 of that. In the middle, you will have your shaking pitchers. And towards here at the front, you will have your spice jars. Right. Now, behind the pitchers and the jars in the back row, there should be a shelf that elevates that row so that you have this 2-level thing, so that it's easy for you to get things. Right. These jars are laid out like this. Right. You got 3 at the back, 3 to the sides. These are the shorter ones, and then you got the 3 larger jars in front. These larger jars would contain the more popular flavors, so that's easy for you to reach. Now when you take it out of this spice bin, it will have this rubber band there. The purpose of this rubber band is to hold the lid in place when it's open. Right? So when it's time to serve, you would open the lid, slide it towards the back between 1/3 and 1/2. That's how you would keep it for the duration of when you're serving. Now what this does is it prevents the lid from flying off, and it also prevents spillage from one flavor or one seasoning to another. Okay. The 3 of these jars we put here on the other table so that we give as much workspace to you as possible. Right. Now, as I mentioned, the spice jars will be in one of the spice bins, right? And each spice bin will have all the jars for one table. It might have also other things for that table. So what you would need really to do is to empty out whatever's here. We need this bin to be empty, because once you set up the set up the heat lamp, the box you would actually put here just to keep it. So once the prep table coolers are out, the next thing we need to do is actually bring in the soda and water that we have for sale. This will be the spot where we would put it in. So you should find a dolly or a cart that we will have to help you transport the soda and just bring it all the way here. We're ready to move to the next step of our setup, which is to set up the pans and the rest of what we need inside the canopy. The pans you will get from the pans bin. Now, in this case, you should remove the whole lid. Okay. So inside will be all the pans we need. First pan we need to set up is the one that we will place under the food warmer. So this will consist of two pans, a perforated pan and a solid pan. Now when you take it out of the pan bin, it would be level like this. What we actually need to do for our purpose is lift up the perforated one and angle it so that it doesn't actually go in completely. So it should look like this. Once that's done, we just put it under the food warmer and that's in place. The reason for this angle is so that it's easier for you to scoop the fries without it toppling over. Okay. Now, in addition to the pan, you should have one each of these. This is the scoop itself, and this is a portioning cup. Right? This should be either in the spice bins or in the prep table cooler. Right? So this should already be there on the tabletop. Okay. Next, we have three other pans we need to set up. These are just flat baking pans, and we need one here, one on the other prep table, and one in front of the dispensing window. Okay. So you will primarily be doing your work here in this pan, and the purpose of this pan is actually to make sure that if you spill fries and it's just on the pan, and it's easy for you to just clean up by just moving the pan to the garbage can. Okay. After the pan, you will need these sandwich wrap paper. So they'll be in some box in the supplies bin, and you would put this beside the pan, and there'll be another video explaining how you use this. And that's it for the pans. The last thing we need to do is set up the soda station. Okay. So next we're going to set up the soda station. Now, the soda, we use this cooler to put the soda in. Okay. Now, however, this cooler, when we transport it initially, it will be full of these reusable ice. So before you pull this into the canopy, you should ask the person working on the frozen fries and the green coolers to see if he has enough ice already. And if he says yes, then great, you can pull it in. If not, then you should let him finish and take what ice he needs, and whatever's left over, you can use. So you should have about 4 to 8 ice packs that you can use for cooling the soda. So once you're ready to go, roll this in. You should be able to lift this easily because it will be almost empty except for the ice. So this will be the spot under this short table where we put the cooler. Now, once it's in place, the soda will be over here in the water. Right? So now you load up the cooler with the soda. And then once it's sort of full, that's when you top it off with additional ice and water. And that's it for the cooler. Next thing you need to do is to set up this soda sample stand. Right? So we will have this shelf, and this is where you'll put whatever soda we have for sale, and a bottle of water or something. Basically, it's a sample of what we have for sale. so that when people ask what do you have to drink, you don't have to enumerate everything. You just point to here, and they can pick from there. Right. So, that's it for the soda station.